welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner. And we got a show today. We're going to go over some DGLO results, talk a little bit about the power ranking update, a little Trevor's trivia action, Mid-America Open, and the Paige Pierce Fierce documentary is coming out. But first, word from our sponsors. Huge shout out to our sponsors today, Manscaped. If you hadn't heard already, it is Smooth Sack Summer is what it is, and you can dive headfirst in Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com and getting 20% off and free shipping with our code GRIPLOCKED. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to prepare that summer bod. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer Brief, which are incredible, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. I noticed one of you two, when we were in Charleston, was using the Shed travel bag.
That's me.
You liking
Konner.
it?
I love it. I think it's great.
Heck yeah.
I don't have a single. I like it's got the little pockets on the side that I can put my beard comb in.
Nice. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, reducing grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch, and can engage a travel lock, which we heard from Trevor a while ago about how important that is.
Yeah.
Funny story. I have an electric razor that's not Manscaped that I used for my face previously, and I was traveling a while ago, and it doesn't have a travel lock because they're not like Manscaped. They suck.
Turned on.
And yeah, I threw it in my back seat. Someone's in my car. I was like, dude, your bag's buzzing. I'm like, what do you mean my bag's buzzing? Turns out it was the razor. Guess what I didn't have all week? A razor with a battery because I didn't bring the charger and the thing. So the travel lock on the Manscaped, genius idea there, because that would have saved me a whole lot of issues from that week. And it also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spot. What are these lights?
I don't
Not
know.
4000K. LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise save. So go over to get 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board to get left behind. All right, this past weekend we had the Discraft Great Lakes Open go down out in Michigan. On the FPO side, we had Natalie Ryan taking it down. Owen Scoggins and Emily Beach tied for second. And on MPO, we had Calvin Heinberg winning in a playoff over Corey Ellis. Ricky Wysocki came in third. Right off the bat, I think the time's finally come. We got to talk about transgender athletes in the FPO field. There was a lot of talk about it on social media, a lot of not so good talk about it on social media. I think we just need to address it, point out kind of both sides, and talk about a few points that I don't like what I'm seeing on social media. So I'm going to just read through what I wrote here last night, and then we're just going to get straight into the coverage of the event and go about our podcast. So here we go. Disc golf's a sport everyone can enjoy and should be welcome to play. Men, women, kids, grandparents, literally anyone that can flick their wrist and throw a frisbee can enjoy the sport that we all love. This topic, though, is causing our community to stop bonding over our common love for disc golf and start attacking each other. Both sides have some valid points, and both sides have some hateful people that you're just not going to get any productive conversation with. I think it's essential that we have healthy conversations about this without attacking people. If you don't have a response with facts or concerns, and the only thing that comes to mind is something hurtful that is attacking the player, it's time to take a step back and mature a little bit. The same thing goes for the other side of the argument. If you don't have a logical argument or counterpoint against something, and you have to resort to calling them names, you also need to step back and be mature about it. Secondly, and most importantly here, there's no room for coming after the player in this situation. Natalie Ryan played 100% within the rules and won fair and square. Period. There is nothing that she did that was incorrect. There should be no hate, name-calling, hurtful language being used towards her at all. Majority of you are adults. I don't think it's too much to ask you to just act like it sometimes. Really, I think the topic rides a fine line here where you want the FPO division to be fair for everyone competing in it, and you want the transgender athletes to have a place where they can be competitive and welcomed. To be honest with you, I don't fully know if both can exist. So let's talk about the one side here, the fairness side. In disc golf, my main concern about unfair advantage possibly being there comes down to two things, in my opinion, wingspan and hand size. Average male wingspan is 5 foot 9 inches, and average female wingspan is 5 foot 4 inches. Average male hand size is 7.6 inches. Average woman's hand size is 6.8 inches. So to me, I think this points to a possible advantage that could still be there after transition in distance potential and disc control, but it's something that I think needs to be tested and studied to see if the hormone disadvantages offset the possible genetic advantages that would be present. The flip side of that coin, the issue with a transgender athlete just playing an MPO, like everyone seems to say, because the big argument is MPO stands for Mixed Pro Open. People aren't dumb. People know that. The issue is the hormones that are part of transitioning are scientifically proven time and time again to provide a disadvantage. So where they're able to sign up and play in tournaments and be included in that aspect, it limits opportunities to be competitive and be included in that aspect, which I think being a part of sports, being competitive is very important to everyone involved. This is a far blown out of proportion analogy, but I think that it kind of shows the fence right here, right? Is me as a basketball player, if I were to play against fifth graders, that's not fun for me. If I were to play against D1 athletes, that's not fun for me, right? So I want to play against people that are my skill level, my thing. That's where I think that it's a tough line to answer, because if there is an advantage and it can be proven there's an advantage, that part hasn't been proven yet. If that is true, then obviously it's not fair in the FPO field. Flip side of that coin, what has been proven is there's a disadvantage in the MPO field. That's also not fair. So that's where I'm saying I don't really know what the answer is. I don't think disc golf, we have enough data to fully know this yet. I think the medical committee should be trying to figure out ways to collect that data, because I was researching this last night and I found a very fascinating study that just shows that more data really helps in situations like this. It was a runner. And basically in running, you have so many data points that they have this thing that at a certain age, there's a range of what they expect like a 5K to be ran in, right? And what they were able to do is look at a runner prior to transition, where they were at within their age bracket, competitiveness-wise, then post-transition, where they were at on the female bracket, competitiveness-wise. It was a pretty even correlation there. So what they were able to prove is that, hey, we can actually lessen the hormone restrictions and stuff, and that's where the IOC's policy changed. The International Olympic Committee policy changed. But it was because there was so much data that it was obvious as to what needed to happen to, get rid of any possible advantage and stuff like that. And in this study, it actually proved that where people were fearful there was an advantage, there actually wasn't, and that stuff could happen. I think that's the type of studies that need to be done in disc golf before answers happen, because right now, everyone's just looking at it and it's a bunch of opinions being thrown around, and we don't have any scientific data in disc golf. Because obviously on the flip side of that coin, we just recently saw the swimming committee make the ruling in the opposite direction, where they felt that transgender athletes were at an advantage in swimming. And the IOC's stance on it stayed the same, but they said it's up to each individual sport. So I think the disc golf medical committee needs to be figuring out ways to prove, is there an advantage, or is there not an advantage? Issue is, if there is an advantage, I don't know the answer there. That's a weird one, because like I said, you want disc golf to be something where everyone can step up, everyone can play, and everyone deserves the opportunity to be competitive. And that's where there's a tough line. But I think that the first step is the medical committee needs to take action now, do some research, get some data, figure out, is there actually an advantage? Because if there's not one, then what are we trying to solve? Nothing.
Yeah. I think that the key there is, like, this whole situation does not rest with Natalie Ryan. It doesn't rest with the fans. It rests with the PDGA medical committee and what they determine. I think obviously this has already been at their forefront, but now because Natalie Ryan has won, it's, multiplied times 100. So I know that they're going to be looking into it, deciding what's the best decision to make. And I think the point is that Hunter's making is, like, it was the Wild West on Twitter last night, and it's not it's not a good thing. It's not helping anybody. Like, there's no sense in trashing a player who is following the PDGA rules, and there's no sense in just calling everybody names. Like, if you have real logic and research and whatever, that is great to bring to the table in a calm way. But it was pretty disgusting online last night.
And I also think that the PDGA should be consulting a wide variety of players in FPO and all these other divisions to just hear topics and suggestions from people who are in these divisions on possible solutions, or if they even feel like there needs to be a solution at this time.
Yeah, and you mentioned it too. Like, it's if the IOC is going to leave it up to individual sports, then that means that the PDGA just saying they conform with the IOC isn't really as good as it was before that statement. And also, we've now seen a sport like swimming rule in a different way than things have been in the past. So that tells you there's new precedent, and
well, that's what I'm saying. Is I think
there needs to be at least a look at.
I think it is, because, like I was saying, the runner study
goes the other way, right? That's what I'm saying. So we just don't know.
So where I think that they're just each sport, and this applies to disc golf, which the tough part is in disc golf we don't have as many resources. Right. I think, in my opinion, unless there is shown to be with scientific data that there is an advantage, you have to still side with the IOC on that.
Yeah, no, I agree completely, because the tricky part about this situation is Natalie Ryan had a pretty quick rise to success, and that is why people do the extra targeting, and there's been success there with the win now especially, so that's why the target goes on even more difficult like that. But this could happen with any female athlete. Could have just, regardless of a transition, could have rose to prominence just like that. The sport is still young enough that players can break through very quickly. Look at Gannon Burr, for example. Mm-hmm. So it's not like the situation is completely out of ridiculous. This could have never happened if it weren't for this. That's what makes it interesting. But like I said, I think the whole point is that we want to make on this podcast is we want to encourage, because I know this comment section, for instance, is already heating up right now. And we want to encourage discourse that is it is positive, and it also makes sense and is working towards finding real facts and having good conversation, and not.
Well, that's because
we don't want to see anything malicious. That's
what I'm saying. It's prior to looking into it more last night, I had never seen the study on running and how, because the thing that's great about the running study, and it's something that in disc golf we just don't have the data, is they had data of players and athletes pre-transition, post-transition, and they were able to directly compare them of you're a middle-of-the-road runner as a male, transition to female, you're still a middle-of-the-road runner as a female now, and you have the data points of the performance is a normal progression if there was an advantage. It was a normal progression over time for a runner. So there was stuff like that to where I think that's what we need in disc golf is be able to, I don't know if it's measure RPMs that they're able to generate. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm not going to pretend to know the answer. And I think that that's where a lot of people should sit is voice your concern. I think the disc golf community needs to be open-minded to both sides and understand that the majority of people within disc golf have good intentions and legitimate concerns behind their point. The issue is they're concerned about two different things. One side is worried about the possible advantages that transgender athletes may have and how it could affect the competitiveness of the FPO field over time. Right. The other side is concerned about the transgender athlete themselves and their battle for acceptance being dragged into yet another aspect of their life. Natalie's been very open about the mental health struggles that come alongside this, and no matter where you stand on the issue, I think you can realize that there's a right way to talk about this and make sure that players feel heard and valued no matter what side of the fence they're on. Listen to what people are saying and try to hear the reason behind why they're saying it, and realize everyone's opinion on this has value, not just the ones you agree with. And if we all only listen to people we agree with, we'll never grow and move forward. So I think it's an important thing that we listen to what people are saying. We try to understand why are they saying it, where they're coming from. And yes, I agree. If someone's going to sit there on the comment section and be like, well, she's a dude, so there's no room for that, period. And I think that they get what they deserve. I personally don't like that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is deleting those type of comments, because then we can't see the idiots that are saying them. Yeah. I don't, you'll notice in our comment section, I'm not going to delete them because I want to expose these people personally. And I think that it'd be a lot better if, someone that I'm going to go play a weekly with, I saw they said this versus it being deleted and I have no idea.
Yeah, because the thing is, even if you're not presenting an argument, you can still voice a concern without being mean. You can say
that's what I'm saying.
You can comment something like, I'm just worried that this could have a negative effect on the FPO division, and you can say just that without saying something malicious.
Yeah, and you can also say, okay, well, why do you think that? Okay, these are my concerns as to why that might be. And much like when I did just a little bit of research last night, someone might have scientific data to be like, hey, this is why you're wrong. This is why that actually isn't a concern. Or I've never thought of that side before. I think that, you know what, that might be a solid point. I need to go figure that out. That's how these things happen. I mean, that is science, right? The whole science comes from questioning something, testing, proving it right or wrong. Everyone has a hypothesis going into a scientific thing, but that's the whole point behind it. And so here it's just a very, very tough line. And like I said, no matter what the answer is at the end of the day, you're never going to have everyone agree on this. Yeah. But what we can all agree with is, maybe not all agree with, because there's obviously, like I said, there are just some hateful people out there that are going to be hateful, and you can't do anything with them. But what we can all agree with is everyone's welcome to play disc golf.
Absolutely.
Natalie Ryan should be able to walk onto any disc golf course anywhere, any weekly, and be welcomed and play. And if Natalie Ryan walked up to your card, you should be able to be like, hey, hop on the card, let's play. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that
No,
the majority of people would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
It's just when they voice concerns, they're both coming from a point with good intentions, and I think it's important to see those intentions behind it. And like I said, I don't think I'm smart enough or have the knowledge to really say I think this is what disc golf needs to do or doesn't need to do. I do think that there needs to be
it just needs
some
to
more
be
data.
addressed.
There needs
to be data.
Yeah, there needs to be basically just silencing people and pushing everyone aside and
just acting like nothing's happening.
Acting like nothing happening and just denying it. That's not the right move.
No.
I know I am smart enough to know that. I do think it needs to be addressed, and if we're continuing the way it is, nothing wrong with that. Just show why. Be like, hey, here's some, you voice some solid concerns. Here's a counterpoint to that, and this is why we're making these decisions, because we feel that where, yes, there might be this type of advantage, there's also this type of disadvantage, and those offset each other statistically enough that it's not an advantage. Because it's also, getting into like actual storylines, it's not like Natalie Ryan won by 10 strokes or 20 strokes.
Exactly.
Now, if that started to happen...
and it's not like she's won yet this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that started to happen week in and week out, yeah, then it might be like, okay, no one in the history of the sport has won by 20 strokes for 7 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now
there's got to be something going on.
This was a very, if you look at this scorecard, there is nothing in this tournament that's like, holy cow, there it is. It's just Natalie Ryan won, and like I said, she played 100% within the rules. You cannot take this win away from her. Whoever tries to, and I saw some people saying, this should have been Owen Scoggins and Emily Beach in a playoff. If you want to voice your concern to the PDGA, you can do so, but Natalie Ryan was within the rules, played a great tournament, and won. And it was her first Elite Series win for Natalie Ryan. It was a very impressive second round performance that really helped separate her. And she was able to hold it together down the stretch. I saw a lot of people on social media counting her out because they just assumed that once Val Mandujano or Paige Pierce or someone started chasing her down, that she would choke it away.
It was, the composure was impressive.
Well, because that happened. She had a double bogey on 9 that brought Val within 2 strokes.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be it right there.
Yeah, and we've seen it with many players where a break like that is just the start of a snowball effect to where an experienced player like Val, this would have been her 4th win this year, an experienced player like Val isn't going to crack in that type of situation.
Yeah.
A player who hasn't been in the situation, your first time, we used to see it with Eagle a lot. Mm-hmm. Your first time there, it's hard to get through that first win.
Yeah.
But she bounced right back on the next hole and then basically cruised on in. I mean, she was even, I do have to question on 18 why she ran the putt. And then, when you could have just laid up and had a tap in, because it was an awkward moment when Ian was like, and there it is, your 2022 DGLO champion. And then she missed the putt from 15 or 20 feet. And I was
I don't think I would make that
gotta
putt.
lay that up.
I don't think I would make that. I've always
I would never make that putt.
I've always thought in my head, what range, to win a massive event, let's just say USDGC, is just about as big as it gets in my head. What range putt for me is just a stress free, you've already won it, tap in. And I don't think it's if I can't reach out and touch the basket with my hand, I don't think I'm in that range.
I think 5 feet. If I can reach out, I have a little toss. Yeah, it's got a little toss is it.
Because 5 feet, the disc is basically got to go like a foot.
Yeah,
and that's
fine.
about it. But anything outside of that, I don't care if people are just expecting me to tap out for the win. I am sitting over that putt.
If I'm at 10 feet, I'm probably walking up and just chucking it, or if I'm up by 2, I'm probably baseball throwing it or something to where it's
Oh no, if I'm up by 2, I'm laying it up from 10 feet.
Still.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
see, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
If I'm up by 2.
No, dude, I'm laying that thing up. Think about hole 18 at USDGC. You think that thing's going anywhere near the basket? Honey?
Okay, essentially like USDGC where there's a lot of danger if I miss. Yeah, I'm still laying that up. Sure. 100%.
But, no, in other
I'm saying
scenario,
like the DGLO green, there wasn't a lot of DGLO green.
But what if you
kick off to the preview?
What if you kick off and roll to another 10-footer though? I'm laying that thing up. It's your first Elite Series. Yeah. You're laying that thing up.
I'm laying up the 50-footer.
No, you're laying up
first.
the 10-footer.
No, I'm saying in the scenario we just looked at, I'm laying up the 50-footer to 2 feet.
Definitely.
Then I'm tapping out to avoid. Luckily, she chained out and it just sat and then she dropped in.
Imagine.
But it was still like that. Dang.
Kind of. It takes away a little bit from the moment, but
it was also a very, very solid performance from Emily Beach. I was very impressed with her.
Yeah, out of nowhere, the scrambles were crazy.
Yeah. She had a very solid performance. This is her second one. Her first was a top 3 at DDO, which I kind of forgot about.
Now DDO is the Wild West.
Yeah, this tournament was kind of the Wild West. This
tournament. Here's the thing. And we'll talk about MPO later. FPO and MPO both had incredibly entertaining leaderboards.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Natalie Ryan, what I noticed was more controlled tee shots, like sticking to a very much like get it in play type mentality, and that's what was working well. I mean, it was, you know, nobody could chase. So
yeah, well, Owen Scoggins also, I think is having a sneaky, very good season.
Owen Scoggins is the queen of like 4th and 5th place.
She reminds me of vintage Nate Sexton. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that era of Nate.
Sexton golf.
He was good for 6th place.
Yeah,
because he wasn't going to win.
She keeps it in play, but she just doesn't throw it far enough or have quite enough shots.
Yeah, like it was very similar to what Nate was like. Is like, it wouldn't be surprising if Nate won. Like when he won USDGC, no one was surprised.
Yeah.
But you always knew he was going to be around. Like he wasn't. And I think that's kind of how Owen Scoggins is. Like if she wins, it's not like, oh my gosh, where did Owen come from?
And similar to Nate,
but you just kind of know she's there.
Similar to Nate, like she could sneak up and win like a throw pink situation at Winthrop because
she just keeps it in play. She just doesn't
parking
mess up.
attendants beware.
Yeah, well, she also what?
No, she's innocent. I said parking attendants beware. Free own.
That's freaking funny.
#
I forgot that whole thing happened.
Oh I'll never forget.
No, but she also just is. I think a big thing for her, she's such a good putter. When you're a good putter,
it makes things easy, doesn't it?
I've had it for like a few weeks in disc golf, and there's nothing freeing as that. Like I've been playing disc golf for 7 years now, and those few weeks where I could like everything inside 30,
you just score well.
Well, yeah, there's no pressure on upshots.
You get birdie
it's like
putts,
I'm gonna be within 30 feet,
them, and you're like,
just another putt.
Yeah, you scramble well.
She also has a very solid forehand. Really, she might be the female Nate Sexton. The more I'm talking about it, her game is very similar.
You heard it here first.
I also, for the life of me, will not understand why Paige continues to struggle at courses like this, Jonesboro. I mean, to me, going into it, you would think she would dominate the field. Like, there was not a lot of OB to worry about, a lot of distance required.
Paige,
you just have to keep it in the fairway.
Paige cannot release the disc at the same point for more than like 3 shots in a row.
I don't understand it.
She struggles so much with early release, which I get because I do too, but like that is the miss in her game, is that she cannot. It's not that she just misses the tee, like her tee shots by a little bit. She is errant off the tee.
I don't understand
she'll just spray it, and it's just like she just needs to focus on getting that release out in front of her and maybe taking a little off the disc, and then she'd be fine. And I think a lot of it is because she throws a lot of, the reason why she struggles with the early release is because she throws a lot of S shots, a lot of flex shots, and those are very hard not to let go of early, and that's why you see so many of them. But I think she just needs to start throwing more highs or flips or something, like figure it out.
Well, when she was throwing the Surge SS all weekend, and when she was throwing that, it was money. She was hyzer flipping it all over the place. She was not missing with that disc.
But man, I mean, there was the one, I think it was hole 5. She goes up, she like is getting ready to throw, and then she has to tie her shoe and then goes back, and I just kind of knew like, oh, here we go. She had like her routine was interrupted. I mean, she threw it so far left. I mean, it missed the gap. Like it went towards another gap left. Like it was so bad. She clearly, when you watch, and Haley King is a similar thing where like there are certain players in the FPO division that you can just tell are very talented and have a ton of athleticism. But that is just not good enough anymore because you just got to play clean. You can't just spray it all over the course. And like that is why a player like Valerie Manhano, who does not throw very far, does so well because she just keeps the disc in play and makes putts.
Yeah, so I don't know. I do think the course for MPO and FPO could have used a lot more OB personally, because there was a lot of times where
it was an interesting course, wasn't it? Because there wasn't a lot of OB. But like there were so many tough to get par 3s that's what balanced it out.
Well, but I don't think there's enough scoring separation.
No, there wasn't.
I don't think the course. I think the course scored about what you would want or expect. But everyone was able to shoot in that range because mistakes you weren't super punished.
Right. It was like that par 3 stretch on the back that was really tough that everybody was kind of blanking on. It was like there was. They were really hard, but everybody was parring them, so there wasn't a lot of separation. And then if you were birdieing it, you were only getting 1 stroke because scrambling there was not that difficult.
There wasn't really risk reward.
Yeah, it
did seem like if you can just get far off the tee, you're gonna have something.
Yeah, yes, tee shots were everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, because like in I forget what, I think it was round 1 or 2 FPO. It was Alexis Mandujano round 1 because she was on a feature card. It was one of the holes. It was 14, where like it's going up the hill and then 15 comes back down the hill, and she like ripped over on her disc, got a decent bit of distance, but like sailed into 15's fairway.
There were some shots.
And I'm sitting there, I'm
my
like,
gosh.
oh, dang, that's OB. And even the commentators were like, that's OB. And then she just walks over and throws from it. And I'm like, how is that not
It
OB?
was like
what is the point of that being in bounds?
17 was similar. Their approaches to the green, like whenever they were going onto the plateaus, you would see them rip shots so far right into the woods. And you'd see the spotter with their white flags being like, oh, it must be out of bounds. No, there's no out of bounds. You could just chuck it anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
they thought their natural OB was stronger than it was.
Yeah.
It was not that strong.
No, because like it was frustrating to watch because it really felt like
there was no punishment.
It seemed like if you and I went out there and played, and like if I was able to throw it like 50 feet farther than you and in the woods, I was better off than if I was throwing like 100 feet shorter in the fairway.
Yeah, it was a weird event because like they didn't score that well. Like nobody was shooting, like double digits was very hard, didn't happen very much. And yet the course didn't have a lot of separation because it was just so hard to score. Like, there was just a lot of pars.
You were either you're gaining a stroke if you were gaining anything.
Yeah, it was not like a blow up hole really.
No, it was very. I definitely think that course and the layout's great. I just think a lot of the woods need to be OB and the fairways need to be separated by OB. Like you need to be thinking a little more on your tee shots and approach shots versus it seemed like players in every division could just be like, just chuck it.
Then you have some holes, like hole 1, for instance, like. You do have the OB in there, and like that's a phenomenal hole. That hole is
hole's
so
a good, hole one's
hard.
A good hole. Hole 18, I hate as a finishing hole.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Boring par 3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it caused some drama, but not really. There's no need for it to.
I don't
like. I just didn't.
It's a par at worst.
It should be. Yeah, I mean there is OB left.
Yeah, but like
realistically, like if you just throw a forehand, you're parring it every time.
Yeah, it's not a good hole 18. Hole 18. I don't think should ever be a par 3. I really don't think so.
No, I like hole 17 being a difficult par 3 that you can get some score separation.
Give me a 4 or 5 with decisions.
Yeah, give a risk reward par 4.
Yeah,
or par 5 risk reward. Calvin Heinberg though was able to take his second playoff win home of the year. I was kind of surprised it went to a playoff. I thought for sure he was hitting that putt on 18 for the win.
I know. Corey Ellis, man.
But I mean, he just had 3 solid rounds. He didn't do anything crazy. He went 8-8-9, I believe, or something like that.
He was just consistently really good.
And he's having a sneaky good season when you look back at it.
That's what he does. 2 wins now. 2 wins this year, right at this point in the season, is very good.
Yeah,
very, very good. Because like 3, I think 3 is the best. I don't think anybody has more than 3.
Who has 3?
Or does nobody? Or wait, I don't think anybody has 3. I think because I saw them flash up a stat, and it may have been that.
I mean, if you include Silver Series, someone might have 3.
I don't think anybody has 3. I think because they were saying that Rick and someone else.
Simon has 2.
And Simon. Yeah, it was Ricky and Simon. Is there one other person? Is Dickerson technically? It may have been those 3 that.
It depends if they're including.
Because there was like a few guys in contention that were all trying to win their 3rd Elite Series event on the year, which is like things have come a long way.
Dickerson hasn't won an Elite Series. He just won a major.
He's won a major.
He won a Silver Series.
Okay, so maybe
he's won 2 Silver Series. So if they counted the Silver Series.
No, it might have just been Rick and Simon.
Yeah, because he won a major, 2 Silver Series in Tennessee State this year.
The thing about the MPO leaderboard, the way it's shaped up is going at the start of this final round, things got so spicy because Brody and Kevin Jones
popped off
on the front and started challenging the lead. I mean, it got crazy. And you look at that leaderboard as the lead card's a few holes in even, and I mean, it was a jumbled up mess. You had like 10 guys and Simon even at the beginning of the day was in contention. You had so many good players. I was like, this is going to be an all-time finish. I was like, there's going to be like 5 people in a playoff or something. But golf has this funny way of never giving you that. Like you always see like, oh my gosh, how's there not going to be an 8-way playoff? And then it never happens.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, the only thing that was going to eliminate that was Calvin and or Corey playing really well, and they both played well. So it kind of
went shot for shot with each other.
It fizzled out, but it was a very good battle. Corey Ellis is a very underrated disc golfer.
He's so good.
He's so good, and he does not miss putts.
Well, I was to say he went. I was impressed with his putting in pressure situations. Like 17 and 18, he had to hit 2 big putts, dead center. He was 100% C1X.
Not a putting fraud. I will say that the playoff hole was heartbreaking. I mean, you saw how that disc was out of bounds by like an inch. That stinks.
Yeah. The Buzz SS, as soon as it came out of his hand, it started to turn, and I was like, that thing's got to be super flippy, or I thought he was going to fade out left. It still held straight, but it was ruthless because it was the string in between, and the string looked a little loose to where I was like, if that's me, I get I'm OB, but playoff situation, I'm pulling that string tight, or I'm trying to argue stake to stake. I'm doing something. I saw Robert Leonard was out there, which I noticed Robert Leonard was walking with like the featured lead cards every round, because I saw several times where he was like, Paige asked him a question. I saw him helping out with like the meter off then back, because like they were an MPO, they were arguing. One person was saying you can't take the meter off then take your relief back. One person was saying you can. And you can.
Yeah.
So Robert Leonard like walked up and helped him.
I hope you can, because we did that in New London last week a few times.
It's great to have the marshal out there. Well, because you can always take that relief backwards. Yeah. It's just once you win OB, you don't take a stroke with it.
Best case scenario marshalling situation is that every Elite Series has a few that could be on golf carts or something and get around.
That float around. Yeah. But it was good to see him out there, because I forget, it was Paige was asking about. She said, I know we can move spectator ropes. Can I move this sign? And he said, I'm not sure. Let me contact the TD real quick. And then he stepped off frame, and then Paige goes, it's not in my way. I'm fine with it. And then just left it. But it was a good thing of like...
That option.
Yeah, she talked to the marshal. The marshal was going to get the answer for her and made sure it was the right answer. And then she was like, it's fine. But anyways, Corey Ellis, I was very, very impressed with. He's definitely one of the best putters on the planet. But when you have a shot at your first Elite Series win... You just kind of I expected him to miss 17 or 18. Like, after Calvin missed on 18 and he knew this is my putt to put me in a playoff.
It's a pressure putt.
I'm missing that. I'm airballing that. That thing is not even close.
Corey Ellis, unfazed.
Yeah, and 17, he had like close to a 30-footer looking at a hill.
Yeah.
Like, he's just on top of basically a mountain looking. Also, we're kind of idiots. We called it a ski resort, and it's in the name. Toboggan. It's just sledding hills.
Oh, I mean, it's not crazy to think that they could also have skiing there.
They don't. But people were roasting us, and I was like, it is toboggan. Like, that's the name. I should have picked up on that.
Yeah, typically ski resorts also have snow tubing. So like, do you call it a snow tube resort? No, like I don't.
Oh, it's not a resort. I don't know. People were coming after us, and I was like,
sorry,
we're
not from Michigan.
That's fair.
I feel like toboggan would be a pretty normal name for a ski.
Yeah, sorry, I don't keep up with the toboggan property in the off season when they're not playing disc golf at it and there's no snow.
All right, Trevor. Well, you need to get so
that
upset
being
about
said,
it, Trevor. Come on.
Do we go in the winter, because those hills would be incredible?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fun. Do they only allow wooden toboggans? What is a toboggan?
It's like a wooden thing with metal rails.
I was pretty surprised we didn't see Chris or Paul in the top 3. Discraft event. Course should have suited both of their games
Paul's
pretty well.
washed up, but Chris was pushing.
Got wrecked there.
And then I'm surprised he fell apart like right at the end. He took like a double and a single right at the end. But Dickerson, he was doing like classic Sunday Dickerson things. But Paul's washed up. I really thought Chris was going to win this weekend, or at least be close.
Yeah, you did.
And I definitely thought Paul was going to be in contention, because again, it's just the vibes.
Well, it was a contention. He had every opportunity to win.
But at the end, he wasn't in contention.
What did he end up needing to win, like under par, or to get into that playoff?
To get into the playoff?
Probably something very good.
He shot 4 under. He needed 10.
He needed to shoot 10. So it was very doable for Paul.
Yeah, well, because Calvin and Corey both shot 9. Ricky shot 10 to get to 3rd.
Yeah, so he could have. I mean, he was only
very
one off the
doable.
lead. He just needed to keep pace, and he did.
Yeah, I was surprised the final round. When I was looking at it, I thought it was going to be a Calvin Paul battle.
Yeah,
I didn't think Corey was going to hang around.
I feel like every time this year that there's been a guy in that spot like Corey, who I think is like, they're just going to kind of fall apart.
Isaac Robinson,
Idlewild. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they always are proving me wrong.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you know what? If you're having a good weekend, sometimes you're just having a good weekend. Like, it's true. So, good for Corey Ellis. Corey Ellis is a good disc golfer.
He's a very good disc golfer out of West Virginia, I believe. I played with him at 2 Days in May once. I played a solid round. He played an awful round, so we were on the same card. The second round, and it was on the dark side course, which is a very wooded course.
That's a great name.
And they have sunny side and dark side on the property.
Awesome.
And we were on the dark
really
side
cool.
course, and I mean, he was throwing shots that I didn't think were possible. It was incredible.
That's cool. He's from West Virginia?
I believe so.
That's cool.
He plays a lot of tournaments in like Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia. I believe he's from West Virginia. But yeah, he's been dominating that area for a long time. So good to see him pushing towards the top. And points this weekend were kind of gloomy. I got 0 total.
Nice.
Konner got 3 points for MPO.
I'm coming for you, Hunter.
Picking Ricky correct. And Trevor got 2 points for the dark horse, picking Brody Smith.
Sick. Thanks, Brody.
So only 5 points total.
Brody
we're
is
getting
no
now.
longer a dark horse.
Thank
now,
goodness.
'cause
Brody's a cheat code. I
He's
feel
in
like
the
for
top.
dark horse
He's
pick.
He's
39th
in the world now.
Bumped up.
He bumped
Thank
up
goodness.
finally.
He deserves.
I will say the Haley King bet, wasn't that the bet?
Yeah.
It would have hit.
Yeah, I know.
So I would have been down to 20, and Trevor would have been up to 75.
Exactly. So I'd be
It would have
losing.
been.
So
it
I
would've-
made it. So all you comments that came
No,
after.
Konner, listen to this. Listen to what the points would have been. Just hear me out. I would have been at 80 points. Trevor would have been at 75. You would have been at 71. We would have all been within 10 points of each other.
It would have definitely helped you out, Konner.
That would have been electric.
You would have been close.
You would have been within 9 points
Right.
of lead instead of 29.
You would have actually had a chance to win instead of you still now have no chance of winning.
Listen, you're right. You listen. Yes.
Yes.
But also I would have been closer to the bottom.
Yes, but winning is all that matters.
Not to me, dude. I just don't want to lose.
You lose
By not- if you don't win, you lost.
You lose.
Second place is first loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as third loser.
Yes, it is. I'd actually rather be third than second. Second, I'm closer to tasting victory. I'd rather be third.
That's fine. It's a good thing you're not in second then, so you don't have to make second,
I'll
second
never
place
have to worry about
decisions.
second.
Well,
The only person that
Here's
gets
what
to
we
play,
can do.
the only
You and
person
I
that gets
can
to
agree
make
on
second
bets.
place decisions right now
And
is
the
me.
difference will be does Konner have to split the Chick-fil-A with you at the end of the year?
What?
If you catch him. If you catch him on a bet that we make.
We can't make a bet. Konner won't accept it.
No, me and you just make a bet.
We can't.
No.
We already established that.
We
was-
veto it.
Veto what?
It.
We can't do that. You know we can't do that. We set the rules.
No, but the difference is if it causes you to catch Konner, if you end in second, you still have to split the Chick-fil-A. So you're playing now.
No, we're going to change the rules. We're not going to change the rules. We're just going to keep proposing bets.
I think we keep proposing bets.
And if Konner just keeps rejecting them, that's on him.
That's fair.
I don't need anybody coming after me for making my
I'm just
decision
saying,
not to
think
lose.
how electric it would be if it was 80, 75, 71.
You're right.
Now.
You're right, but that was only one of the options for what could have happened though.
That was the first one.
I know,
what-
but if
it is what would've happened.
it didn't hit, then it also would have been bad.
You're right.
I would have been at 120.
Yeah. So it just
But yeah, I mean, what's the difference between 50 and 30?
Nothing.
all right.
Power ranking update. I've put in my opinions into this.
Okay.
You want me just to read them to you and you tell me if you agree? Or how do you want to do this?
Is Dickerson
Okay.
still in first place? Is the only thing
I'm
going
going
to
to go from 10th up. So 10th place,
I'm gonna have to
I
wait.
am bumping Joel Freeman out of the top 10.
Yeah. He hasn't done anything.
A, he's had 2 bad performances. B, his Instagram caption was criminal. I don't know if y'all saw it.
What?
Did y'all read it?
No.
I think he
No.
deleted the post, but someone sent me a screenshot,
Oh,
thankfully.
that's great.
Not again.
This
Not
top. I
again.
think this tops the unfortunate course design. If
oh,
I'm being honest.
no way.
This guy, I mean, he was down bad. You got to feel for him
What
here.
is he doing?
Joel,
Everybody plays the same
he
course.
said, I hit a solid putt to close out what will be remembered as one of the most unfortunate rounds I've ever played.
That sounds like every time I come in from a weekly.
I lost
Yeah.
12 strokes on account of bad luck. 12. I played well enough to be leading the tournament, but apparently it wasn't meant to be. At one point, I threw a shot right into the crowd of 50 people, including 3 or 4 spotters. When I climbed down the hill, somehow nobody was able to tell me where my shot landed. Instead of having a chance for birdie, I ended up taking a lost disc penalty and losing my most frequently used disc in my bag. Arguably, my 2 best shots of the day clipped a branch at the end of the flight, causing both to roll down a hill into thorn bushes.
Well, that's not unluckiness. You hit the branch.
To top it all off, my score was put in wrong. As soon as I realized it after my round, I had to call in and get that fixed, which was another 2-stroke penalty.
You should have confirmed your score.
To be honest, I could have done better and avoided half of these unnecessary strokes, but the
Okay.
other half were out of my control. It was truly a sight to see.
So there's really only 6 strokes that were bad luck.
This
I love
tournament-
that when somebody's like, "Oh, I clipped the branch. That's so unlucky." Like, no, it's not. You hit the branch.
That
It
branch
didn't-
was there
It was there
before you
Yeah.
started playing.
Yeah.
This tournament only happens once a year, and now I'm no longer a part of the story at this year's DGLO. Better luck next year.
Man, I
guess.
chucked it into a crowd. I was gonna have a birdie look though from that crowd. Of
I mean,
people.
it is kind of
What?
funny that he said he chugged into a crowd of people, and even though he chugged into a crowd of people, no one knew where his disc went, and he had to take a lost disc.
Did you see
That
that?
is that's unfortunate.
How are you gonna drag the spectators? And
One of
I mean,
the,
but it is funny though.
One of the clips of the weekend was when Paige turned her shot over, and like mid-flight she yells, "Terry, find my disc!" And then Terry like turns and
Yeah.
looks, and then runs into the woods, finds her disc, then finds another disc in the process. And he came out and he's like, "Yeah, this one's going to my personal collection. It's a Zeus, has no name on it. I'm keeping this."
That's funny.
Good guy Terry, man.
Dude, Terry's the best.
He is funny all
I
weekend.
love Terry so much.
He is great. Anyway, so
want him to adopt
I
me.
bumped Joel Freeman out of the top 10, and I'm proposing Adam Hammis gets put into 10th place.
Okay, Adam Hammes is fine. He's been doing okay.
James Conrad did not play this past weekend.
Okay.
So I'm having him get jumped by Sir Kyle Klein, so it bumps him down to 9th place in the world. Matty O, I also am having jumped by Kyle Klein.
Didn't he?
I don't think he showed up.
I heard he left.
They didn't have him in as a DNF. They just didn't have anything in next to his name.
Something
He's a
about him
DNS.
being hurt.
Did not start.
Possibly. But anyways, he did not play.
Okay.
Kyle Klein has been having very solid
been doing
performances
pretty
recently.
well,
So
yeah.
I have Matty O in 8th. Kyle Klein jumped up to 7th.
Okay.
This middle chunk I'm really struggling with
Yes.
because Calvin Heinberg just won.
Got to jump Paul.
Issue is, if you look at recency, Paul has been beating him more than he's been beating than Calvin's beating Paul. But then Gannon, like basically the list we have in the middle chunk here is Calvin, Paul, Gannon, Simon.
You got a bunch of players that are playing solidly, and only one of them just won. That's where it gets tricky.
No, but let me
Show me
let's go to
Calvin's recent, because I know his is probably worse than those other guys. Is what you're probably about to tell me, right?
I was looking at it last night, and I was really struggling to figure out where all these people belong. So Calvin goes 8th at the European Open. So he wins.
Oh, he's got that
He goes win,
bad Silver Series
8th,
finish.
11th, 12th, 2nd. I'm not counting the 49th at the Silver Series.
Oh,
I don't count skill
then-
Silver
So he
Series.
doesn't really have any awful finishes there.
Paul Macbeth, we have. He just came in. I wish that DGLO would already be in here. That would make my life so much easier. Paul just came in 7th at DGLO, but then went 2nd at a major, 6th, 9th, 5th, 19th.
You can definitely jump Calvin over him for the win.
Okay, so
definitely
jump Calvin. So Calvin jumps Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, so Calvin goes up to 5th. Paul goes down to 6th. But the issue is Paul just beat Gannon and Simon.
Marginally. You didn't demolish them.
Because like this is where I was struggling, right? Is like now we're moving Paul down.
Gannon is a tricky
But
one
if
because
you Simon's a tricky one because Simon has 2 wins recently. But then if you look at like super recent Simon,
he's just been meh.
well he super recent Simon went. I need DGLO pulled up. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, so Simon just went 10th.
Okay.
DGLO, 16th European Open, 22nd Idlewild,
Yeah.
and then goes preserve 3rd, first.
So he probably could
So like
slide.
then like Idlewild, Paul got 6th, 2nd, so Paul beats him there, and the preserve.
So maybe we slide Simon.
But now, how far do you slide Simon down?
You can slide him behind Paul.
So you slide Simon all the way down to 6th now.
It's not criminal. It's a recent power rankings. I mean, we want to keep it very recent.
But it's just very tough.
Those wins were a while. It's not though. We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we
Those
want.
wins were a while ago. Like Hunter, if I were to ask you right now in the scope of how things have been going at the next event, do you think Paul has a better chance of beating Simon than Simon beating him?
The next event?
Very next event.
No.
You don't think so? Even with what we just read, the last 3 events, he has beaten him. You don't think so?
Maybe.
Because I think he
The next
does.
event's Ledgestone. So Ledgestone probably.
I would say that
DDO, no.
That's how I'm kind of doing this.
Okay, so Gannon Burr just got beat by Simon and Paul.
Yeah.
Didn't play Europe at all. And then went
Yeah.
4th, 6th, 4th, 9th.
Yeah, the problem with Gannon is like he might not win much this year, but he's going to be so consistent. He's probably the one that needs to sit around like 5th. I'm saying.
So
okay,
does Calvin jump Gannon?
I think yes.
Because Calvin went 8th, 11th, 12th.
I think
Gannon didn't play 4th, 6th,
and he had 12th this week.
and then 12th this week.
I think yes. I think we bump.
So we put
up.
Calvin all the way to 4th. No, 3rd is where Calvin would go
Yeah,
to.
I think
Paul
Calvin in
4th.
3rd. Paul.
Do you put Gannon above Paul or Paul above Gannon?
No, Gannon above Paul. Gannon above Paul.
Okay, so
Paul
we
hasn't
go-
won.
We go Calvin 3,
Yeah.
and then we go Gannon 4, Paul 5.
Simon 6. I don't think you should be able to have like 3 not great weeks in a row and not skid in our rankings.
But
Like,
then
yeah,
does Kyle Klein jump Simon now?
no.
Let me look up Kyle Klein again.
No.
Kyle Klein, PDGA. He recently has went 3rd at Ledgestone, 3rd at Preserve, and then he just came in 6th here.
He's had a
3,
good-
6.
He has had a good stretch.
But he went 14th, 19th when Simon went 1-1.
I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready for
Okay,
that
so
yet.
now, other thing I had is I have Ricky jumping Chris. 1-2.
Why you do that?
Because Ricky came in 3rd and Chris came in 12th.
Okay.
And Chris didn't play Europe.
That's fine.
Ricky did.
He didn't play very well at Europe. Played awful at Europe.
Ricky did play awful at Europe. I don't know what to do with the first number one stock.
That's what hurts. That's the only thing that hurts me is like, yes, Chris Dickerson lost this week, but he didn't lose by that much. And also, it was only a few strokes. And also, Ricky played really bad at Europe.
Let's go to Statmando and compare them.
So maybe we just have to go like classic head to head between these two.
How far back do I go head to head?
5 weeks.
So that would be
Dickerson's like played like twice.
end of June. End of June.
Yeah.
So we'll go June 19th to the end of the year.
You guys are doing
right now.
such a good job.
And then we have Chris Dickerson.
It's so difficult when
being thrown
Dickerson
in.
doesn't play every week.
They played 2 times,
And they've gone 1-1.
but that doesn't include DGLO. It does include DGLO now. So they're 1-1. 3rd and 12th at DGLO, 16th and 2nd at Idlewild, and then he wasn't at Europe.
That tells us absolutely nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And stroke wise,
Let's just flip him out of spite then. Yeah, we'll make Ricky on top. It's bigger headline.
okay. So Ricky's the new number 1
Ricky's number 1. We decided
with Eagle as a ghost number 1.
Eagle is still ghost number 1.
And Eagle McMahon is waiting there to reclaim his spot if he wins Worlds.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right. So we have Ricky / Eagle, first place in the world. Chris Dickerson, Calvin Heinberg, Gannon Burr, Paul Macbeth, Simon Lizotte, Kyle Klein, Matty O, James Conrad, Adam Hammis.
Sounds great.
That sounds like a solid top 10.
That is a good top 10.
I'm really.
All right, now what the heck do we do with FPO?
You guys do such a good job with that. I'm so proud
Owen
of you.
Scoggins, I think, deserves top 5 now.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
She's had a very solid year. I feel like if it was Missy Gannon previously.
Can Val jump Cat again?
Can Val jump Cat?
Where did Cat finish compared to Val? Because like that's the only thing we do.
Val
nowadays.
could jump Cat, I think. They were 2 strokes apart.
Okay, so no, they probably can't.
I think we just leave them.
Yeah.
I think Paige stays number 1 in the world. Kristen, too.
Let's just not touch them.
I think we just don't touch them. I think we just put Owen Scoggins at 5th.
Yeah.
Owen belongs in 5th.
That's fine.
You know what? No, out of spite, Kristen Tatar takes number 1 back.
Yeah, for the documentary.
No, I was just thinking for not being able to win out there. Kristen
For not
Tatar
being
deserves.
Kristen,
Kristen would have won out there.
she's hurt and she would have won.
If Paige Pierce.
Dude, it's such a shame, man. Oh my gosh.
I think Kristen Tatar deserves number 1 in the world right now.
Why?
I don't think Paige deserves
Paige is
number
the
1.
most confusing.
That's what I'm saying. Paige just came in 4th
Person.
place, lost by 4 strokes at a course that I think she should have won at.
Why did she do that?
We could make a ghost spot for Kristen Tatar.
But no.
Because she is injured. So that's
Kristen Tatar, 1st place.
Okay.
Paige Pierce. Because I think what it really
And
is
Kristen
I don't
we
think
trust.
anyone deserves 1 in the world right now.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to give it
So
to
we
Paige,
just give it to
Cat,
Kristen.
or anyone. So we're going to give it to Kristen.
Kristen, if she was here, she would do it. She would deserve it.
That's what we've been saying about Chris Dickerson for so long.
Yeah, and let's see how that panned out.
It almost worked.
It almost worked. He was there. He was this close until he wasn't. All right. There we have it. Time for a fan favorite segment, Mr. Trevor Stobbs
Come on,
Trivia.
Bring
Travis
the heat, Trevor.
Trivia.
Bring the heat,
All right,
Travis.
we're going to play a game that we haven't done in a while.
Price is right.
No, we just did that.
Dude, Hunter, whenever you were out of town, 1 week, me and Trevor
Connor
did
had the
Price is
greatest
Right.
Price is Right game of all time.
Dude, I was
he
on a
actually
freaking
won.
roll. Yeah,
Heck
I
yeah.
did.
It was incredible.
Wait, how do you...
By like staying within the range of points. But it
Oh,
was a
nice,
very
nice.
The
low
range of points was 50 points, I think.
It was very low. Okay, so we're gonna do a game that we've done in a long time today, and it is gonna be, I don't know what I called it last time. Maybe disc golf taboo is what I called it. May have called it something like that.
I recognize that name.
We're gonna play it to where I'm gonna give Hunter a player. I'm gonna show him a player on my phone, and then he is going to get 3 words. We'll start with 3 words. See
Oh,
if that's
gosh.
and to give you as the clue as to who the player is.
Oh,
And then-
Hunter, think about what I would know about these people.
Bro, I got you.
I'm gonna start really easy.
Don't you worry.
I'm gonna say.
Don't
Here's what I'm gonna say.
worry.
No names and no nicknames either.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can do anything else.
All right, this first... Double G.
We're gonna
The Rock.
We're gonna start really
Dwayne.
easy, and we're gonna just
He makes beef jerky.
we're gonna move back from that. So okay, and
You
whenever
laugh so hard.
and whenever Connor guesses wrong, you guys lose. So
Whenever?
yeah, we'll see.
Wherever
We'll see
we're
how-
meant to
we'll
be
see.
together.
We'll see how long you.
Oh,
get.
so
All
it
right.
doesn't go around like I don't do one to him.
No.
He's only doing it to me.
Yes.
Okay.
I have how many words?
No, I'll give you. Actually, no, we'll rotate. That's more.
You know
fun.
how well I do with
I'll
things
give
on
you.
the spot.
I'll give you one, Connor. You have 3.
3 words.
3 words.
Yeah,
You
Connor.
got it,
We
Hunter.
will rotate.
Come
It'll
on,
be
you
way
got
too
it,
much
man.
Can I whisper something in your ear to ask you a question if this is allowed?
Yeah,
Because I don't know.
I couldn't hear him.
that would be 2.
But it's like that's allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
Jump putt.
Okay.
Squat.
Okay. I'm gonna speak out loud.
I feel like that's pretty great.
Yeah, that's it's obviously Kevin Jones.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 1.
I didn't know because Jump Putt Jones is his nickname.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I left Jones out, if it was fair to say
I'm gonna
Jump
Whenever
Putt.
you said jump putt, originally I almost said James Conrad, but then you said squat.
Okay, Connor, I'm showing this to you. Ready?
Great job, Hunter.
Thank
Ready?
you.
Do you see it? Can you read from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Read with your lips.
Can I say
As long as it's not a nickname.
as long as
I'll
it's
take my
not
headphones
his
off.
name?
Okay.
All right. I only need 2
It
words.
can't be a nickname
Just
either,
throw a
'cause
third
I
one
know
in
the
there.
plot. I know where you're going on. And it's
Here,
kind
I'll
of
close
a,
my ears.
Kind
You
of a
ask him.
nickname.
If I
Saying what you're about to say would be nickname.
Okay, I got it. Ugh! Okay, all right, I got it. I don't want to say a nickname, Trevor, but let me try not to say the nickname.
James Conrad.
All right, here you go, Hunter. You ready? Not Eagle McMahon.
Kyle Klein.
Yes, okay.
That's
mean-
fair.
Because that's not a nickname.
That's not a nickname.
Well, it is kind of.
Were you going to say Eagle McBoy?
No. I was gonna say Mini Eagle McMahon. And
That's
that
also
would've
not
been
a
closer.
nickname.
Yeah.
Eagle McBoy would have been a
All right.
nickname.
Yeah, I would've
Crush
said-
Boy number 3.
Whatever. Working around the system.
Mardi Gras. Sunglasses.
Oh, dang, dude! It's Matty O.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Good job.
That was a good one.
All
Heck
right,
yeah!
we're gonna start
You said
getting-
Mardi Gras, and I was like, "What the frick?"
We're gonna start. We're working our way down the list. Here.
I'm okay.
No nicknames.
Charlotte flip up forehand.
That is. So we can say flip up is one word.
Oh, dang it!
Because I'm pretty sure it's not.
Jeremy Colling.
Yes.
I'll give you the hyphen.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'll give you the hyphen on that one.
Give me the hyphen.
Be careful. All right. Next.
This is scary.
You guys are doing pretty well.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. Okay.
Dave Grohl. 2018.
That is so funny.
Oh my gosh, it's Greg Barsby.
Heck yeah.
He does. He looks like an off-brand
That
Dave
is
Grohl.
so freaking funny.
That's hilarious.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Where'd you whip that out of? That's so funny.
I don't know, man.
Holy crap. And he said 2018. Got me.
Yeah.
Okay. Trevor's big crush.
Anthony Barella.
Yes.
Oh. Whew, we're on one right now.
We are on one right
All
now.
right, it's gonna get a little tougher.
We are in tune.
I can't wait for
This
a
is
harder
impressive.
one.
I'm getting pretty far down the list.
Whale pants.
Okay.
Flair.
Flair didn't tell me anything.
That's fine.
Whale pants. Oh gosh. Is it Eric Oakley?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Flair's like his off arm in case
Oh, okay.
I was
okay,
just
okay.
trying to.
Gotcha,
I had a
gotcha,
third
gotcha.
word.
Yeah, gotcha.
I just threw it in.
Whale pants got me. That was terrifying.
right.
This is terrifying.
This is great. Well, we've already won. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. So there's nothing
There's
embarrassing.
no
that
pressure
can happen
now.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know.
Goodness.
I don't know how you're gonna do this one.
Oh gosh. Bearded. It's not. It's. I feel confident saying this without it breaking the rules. Animal.
Chanimal.
Yes.
Chandler Fry.
Gracious. Every way around the rules.
That's
Bob.
not.
Well,
that
because-
was,
yeah, that's
his,
just a
his
word.
nickname is
Let
Chanimal.
me just reference his nickname.
His
That's
nickname's not
his
Animal.
name. I mean, technically you're not breaking the rules. But you
Lemonade.
guys know what you're doing.
Lemonade, Lefty.
Oh, Chris Clemens.
Heck yeah.
All right. You guys are asking for it. Konner, you're about to get
I know. I'm so
blasted.
scared. I'm about to get one that I'm like, I don't know who that person is.
It's not that difficult.
I don't have any descriptors of this person.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
need
gonna
you to.
I'm just gonna try to get you to get their name.
Okay. Well, that's all I need. So. My chair is squeaky.
Nice.
Teeter.
Okay.
Think about the word
I got it.
teeter.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't think of any descriptors of this person. I can't think of a single thing about them.
Are they is this for current players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every player I've named is in the top 40, I'm pretty
That
sure.
doesn't help me. That doesn't help your case.
All right, here we go. Another one.
Okay. If you say Totter, I'm going to jump over this freaking thing.
No.
Teeter. Okay.
Teeter.
I don't even know where he's going with that.
Okay.
If I get you, do you understand what word I'm trying to get you to say by saying that?
Todd is all I have.
Dear goodness. Teeter. Okay. Kroger. Gosh. It's not thinking about Kroger. I'm thinking about Teeter.
Oh my gosh.
Kroger Teeter?
I get it.
Kroger Teeter.
That's so funny.
Kroger Teeter.
That is literally so funny. Oh my gosh. You have one more word.
I want him to get that first before I give him
No,
another because I don't want to
I'm not going to get them.
All right. Separate thing. Those are the first two, okay?
Okay.
Teeter and Kroger.
Okay.
Separate thing.
Yep.
This is for Jason.
That's hilarious.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
I still don't completely understand the beginning. I kind of do. Here's what I can tell you for free is that Hunter is never.
No, he's not. You're either on the same wavelength or you're not. Just whenever you say the word teeter, what do you think of?
Todd. Teeter
Why?
Totter.
Why?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Teeter-
I was thinking Cam Todd. When you said Teeter, I was like, oh, it's Cam
I don't
Todd.
even know what teeter is supposed to
Teeter.
refer to.
Kroger. Okay, so I'm going to ignore that. Go Kroger. Top 40.
You're never getting this
Kroger.
in a million years.
Jason.
Oh.
Yeah.
I understand now.
I wish I could even have a guess.
We've lost, so I'm going to help you walk through it.
Can I keep going? This is a fun game. Can I see how many I can get in a row with Konner?
Yeah, I'll give you.
Okay, think about...
Okay, I give up. Let me see the name.
Hold on. Think about what Kroger is.
A grocery store.
Now think about a grocery store with teeter in it.
Harris? Alden Harris.
Yes.
What's Jason?
Jason Aldean.
Now, how did you expect me?
Yeah,
I was thinking Jason that worked for us, and I was thinking,
No.
what does Jason do around that
I
other
can't
people
think
do?
of
I
any
was thinking,
description.
Jason's last name Harris?
I can't think of a description for
Okay.
Alden Harris. Could you guys think of a good description for him?
No. He does vlogs now. That's
Okay.
Forehand, cookie,
Oh shoot.
basketball.
Mason Ford.
nice. And
What?
that's it. It was Andrew Marweed.
Oh, it's Andrew Marweed who does that. Dang it.
Wow, you made it
I'm
so much
sorry.
further.
Don't look at me like that.
Well, that was a freaking great answer.
No, you're right. I forgot. For
Gosh
some
dang
reason,
it, Hunter. And if
I had
anybody can catch up to your
confused-
intellect, we'd all be billionaires.
I
would you
got
have
confused.
gotten forehand cookie?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
forgot.
why are you
No,
coming after me?
I
That
knew
was
the
a joke.
cookie thing. I
It was a joke.
forgot.
You know the comment section don't take those
It
jokes
was a joke,
well.
guys.
I forgot.
Trevor
that.
was on my side with the luck argument the whole time. It didn't tell me till after the banter.
I forgot
No, I
that.
didn't take
I
your side.
forgot that was
What?
Andrew Marweed, and so I got him and Mason Ford mixed up, and I'm sorry.
Don't let it happen again.
They're
and we'll
both-
be
I
fine.
mean, they
Just
don't-
don't let it happen again.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. This
You're right.
podcast is ruined.
That I did ruin it.
Mid American Open.
I'm
We've
sorry.
been here for over an hour. Time flies, man, when you're having fun.
Mid America Open's coming up this week. I'm curious to see how many of these players actually play. I know Brody recently dropped out. Right now, it looks like Ricky Gannon, Kyle Klein, Drew Gibson. It's going to be a pretty stacked field.
Kyle
Nico
Klein's
is on the
defending
list.
champ, isn't he?
Nico's on the list.
Nico's on the list?
I believe he's still in
Sweden.
The PDGA has not ruled on him. Gateway has accepted him back as a sponsored player, which I understand.
Yeah, they literally raised him. So if anybody's going after them for that, like, it's like if your own child, like if your own child like got in trouble, like eventually you're gonna have to.
And the way they said it is like they want to help him.
Yeah, so like
get the help he needs.
And and at the end of the day, Nico didn't murder anybody.
Yeah,
he got up in somebody's face. So
I'm surprised the PDGA hasn't taken action
PDGA
yet.
are making me mad, man.
I don't understand what they're doing.
Shocker, it's what they
because
live to do.
If I was Nico, I'm showing up and playing DGLO in this event just to make a statement of like, if you're not going to act yet, I'm playing. Like, what the heck? Why not? But regardless,
I want to see him removed by force just to see what would happen. Like, he just shows up and he's like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm going to play with this card. Like, that's just what are you going to do about it? And just like make them call the police.
On FPO,
PDGA needs brute force.
Paige and Kat.
Konner and I volunteer.
No, absolutely not. I'm pretty sure we're on Nico's hit list if he has a hit list.
We will be the brute force, though.
Paige and Kat are not going to be there. So Valerie Mandahano's the highest rated player in the field. Sarah Hokum's there.
Must win?
I wouldn't call it that. Harmony Bend's a tough course.
I think it's a must win.
Okay.
For Valerie Mandahano. Must win.
It's going to be interesting because like last year, that was the year they moved it off of Harmony Bends, right? Because of the rain.
Yes.
Kyle Klein won it.
And that is why Paul dropped out. It snowed.
Was it snow or rain?
Yeah, it legit snowed, I'm pretty sure.
But Harmony Bends, I'm very excited to see.
What I just said sounds crazy, but I'm almost positive that there was snow on that course.
I think you're thinking of Jonesboro. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Harmony Bends is a course I think would be fun to try to do a bogey row battle at one day.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about it. It looks fun.
I'll make it happen, man.
Hole 1's the one that like you cross the river like 3 times. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yes.
I've seen a lot of Harmony Bends pictures, and I really want to play it at some point in my future.
Dude,
so
well, then we'll make it happen, man.
All right, let's make it happen.
Make it happen, man.
Man. But yeah, it should be a good course. Should be a great tournament.
Isn't Harmony Bends in Missouri?
I believe so.
Did I actually know that?
Harmony Bends is in 901 North Strawn Road.
Missouri.
I believe it's in Missouri.
I think it's in Mizzou.
Oh, it'll tell me right here.
It makes sense.
Columbia, Missouri.
Yes. Wow.
There's a Columbia in so many states.
Kyle Klein won it last year,
South
but again,
Carolina.
I'm pretty sure that was the year was at a different course. So
Yes, they moved
not going to say he's the favorite to win it again. Wouldn't surprise me, though, if he did win it again. We're not going to do predictions or anything for the Mid-America Open. I definitely think it's going to be a tournament that's going to be fun to watch, though.
Gannonburr sneaky going to win.
Gannonburr definitely could win. And we're getting down to like the nitty-gritty points-wise to where like drops started happening.
Brody jumped up to like in the 20s.
Yeah, Brody's 25th
Huge
now.
jump, yeah.
If we just recently looked at the line. Calvin Heinberg has a 20-point lead. We saw Paul's 1-point drop from that 51st in DDO. I don't think Ricky has any drops yet. No, that's not a lie. That's a lie. He has a drop. His Idlewild dropped, so he dropped a 16th. So Paul cut into his lead a little bit. On the bubble now, we have Greg Barsby in 31st, Eagle McMahon in 32nd, Casey White 33rd, Chandler Kramer 34th, Lori Letton in 35th, Nicholas Antilla 36th. That's the players that are currently, if it were to happen today, would be in the play-in event. Right on the bubble, we have Vino Makala, Connor O'Reilly, Austin Hannum, Gavin Babcock. They're the next ones in. So that's kind of the bubble there in MPO.
Dude, remember Gavin Babcock was like the next big thing for like a few weeks there? Jeez.
Remember Luca Humphreys starting the year off?
We need to start compiling a list. Like we need to do it in real time next year, so that we're like, because like we forget about things. But like, who is like the next big thing? Because like at this point this year, we've definitely had Gavin Babcock, Luke Humphreys. Who else has been like had a next big thing moment this year?
Isaac Robinson.
He's kind of legit though. I don't know if his season has been consistent enough to where I won't want to give him that label.
We kind of thought Simon was going to start shredding.
He won twice in a row.
And we were right. That's why I was saying it. Gosh.
No, but I'm looking for guys that like we like knee-jerk reaction. We're like, oh my gosh, they're like solid now. And then
Luke Humphreys, if we go back, I was shocked both times he was far up there. He's a very solid player. I just don't think he has the game. And he's
I didn't
proven
think so
it right.
either, but it was crazy.
It wasn't a knee-jerk. I didn't think we were going to get to the end of the year and he was going to be first place.
Well, no, this whole segment would be ironic.
Yeah.
For sure.
We can call it the ones that got away.
The ones that got away.
Irony.
The ones that could have been.
Is there anybody in FPO that was?
FPO, we got Paige, Kat, Val, Owen Scoggins leading the way in the bubble right now. Kona Panis, Jessica Weiss, Evelina Solonin, Rebecca Cox, Lisa Fakis, Holland Hanley are all into the play-in event, with Macy Vela-Diaz, Jennifer Allen, Madison Walker, and Deanne Carey being the next ones in. So something to keep a look at. It looks like no one truly on the bubble except for Deanne Carey, but she's like 20 points out, are registered for the Mid-America Open. Only Holland Hanley, Rebecca Cox, and Jessica Weiss on the bubble are. So pretty interesting to see. The next event that like everyone's at is Ledgestone in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
And let's actually look at MPO, who is on the bubble that's going to be at Mid-America Open here. So Casey White and Chandler Kramer are both going to play Mid-America. Konner O'Reilly and Gavin Babcock are both going to be playing. So chances for some movement to happen in that sphere.
It's almost bracket season, man. I can smell it.
Yeah,
I can't
it's about
wait.
to be playoffs.
I just can't wait for playoffs.
Playoffs!
That was loud. The idea that like people are going to have to fight to get into MVP this year is electric. I wish they cut down the field even more, personally, because that's just fun to me. I'm a little crazy, but that is so much fun that they're actually doing a cut the field playoff format. It feels so much more special to get into those last events.
All right, the final thing we're going to talk about before we wrap up the show is the Fierce documentary.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I want my $50,000 back.
So here's the Indiegogo campaign closed. I'm trying to find the date that it closed. It's been a little over a year ago. And they raised $83,000 to make this documentary happen. June 25th, 2021.
Hey, Konner, as a
Yes, sir.
guy who knows how much things cost in the camera world, if you were given $83,000 to produce a documentary, like what kind of things could you possibly spend that on?
No, $83,000 for me. If their goal was to try to get this on Netflix, that is a low budget.
Yeah, no.
Netflix thing.
I'm just saying, in what ended
Most
up,
of the money-
like where is that money going? I'm just
A lot is going to paying the crew,
just for context. Just for
Yeah.
context, not for an argument.
paying the crew, lodging, cameras.
I just want to paint the picture of what kind of documentary ended up being produced.
But we haven't seen it yet.
Should have been produced is what I'm saying.
We haven't seen it.
So
Yeah,
when
it
we-
should be. It should be.
This
Incredible.
is I'm just saying, like that $83,000 when you're watching that documentary, I better be able to tell that they spent $83,000 on it, not that Joe Mez could have done it just because they're goated. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Tough saying is obviously the goal of this was to, I'm trying to find the exact line, but get disc golf in front of other eyes, right? They're hoping to get it on Netflix, hoping to get it wherever. It was originally pitched to be released like fall, winter of 2021. Here we are almost beginning of fall in 2022. And it's coming out behind a paywall on the Disc Golf Network. They'll be selling tickets $11.99, and current Disc Golf Network subscribers earn a 50% discounted price of $5.99.
You still have to pay extra.
Everyone has to pay.
And do we know yet if people who donated are getting free tickets?
No,
They're
there
not?
has not been announced anywhere. I've looked through it, and I asked on the Pro Tour.
Bro.
I asked on the Pro Tour's Twitter, and I just didn't get a response. So ticket sales will be ended on Sunday, September 4th, the day after the conclusion of the 2022 PGA World Championship.
I would say the major bummer of this, besides, like, obviously the whole paywall thing is a little sketchy, but the major bummer is that the viewership for this documentary is just going to suck compared to if it was just on YouTube.
Well, so this is from Page.
You get it in front of more eyes on YouTube than the Disc Golf Network.
Oh, so Page
By a
said
lot.
this is a limited showing on the Disc Golf Network, and it is this limited showing on the Disc Golf Network is a critical step next in the process of achieving mainstream distribution for the documentary. The goal right now is to show that the disc golf community is hungry for this kind of story and that the film will do well with a wider audience. Partnering with Disc Golf Network is a natural fit to make it happen, and I can't wait for my fans to have a chance to see the film.
So they're trying to show basically that it makes a ton of money in disc golf to like bring to other companies, but the problem is it's not.
Well, the issue is, as disc golf fans, we know she didn't win.
We also know what happened in the documentary.
I think that's the tough thing.
Yes.
Is like this story, I still stand by the best thing that could happen disc golf exposure wise if we're trying to get on Netflix is like a Drive to Survive disc golf edition.
Yeah.
Where it just is more like a reality TV show that's based around disc golf, and anyone, whether they like disc golf or not, can get interested in it, like I did with Formula One. And now I casually watch Formula One versus I would have never watched that sport ever.
Yeah. This
So I
documentary,
think that's that step. This documentary,
it'll be cool, but like,
if the story arc ended in Paige Pierce getting her 6th world championship, would it have made Netflix? My personal opinion, no. I still don't think it would have. But it probably would have been a lot better chance than the story arc being building, crescendo moment. Katrina Allen throws a very clutch shot. Boom, 2-time world champ.
I'm trying to think of like my lowest moments in sports in my life, and I'm just trying to think a almost 6-figure funded documentary based on me winning an event and then I'd lose it. That would be like pretty high up there for me. On like, I think I would. I don't know if I'd recover from that one.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do think
that would suck. That'd be a tough ride home. Huh?
I really hope, for the sake of Paige and the sake of people who donated, that this documentary does get picked up by something somewhere.
That'd be great.
Somehow.
That'd be great.
But
I'm sure it'll be entertaining. I'd like to watch it, but I'm a lot less motivated to watch it now that I had to pay even more.
I guess I don't really understand why they're charging for people to watch it.
Well, because it probably the $83,000 probably broke even or didn't cover all the cost. So they one of two things happened. Either the Disc Golf Network is just partnering and this money is going to Paige and the documentary crew, or the Disc Golf Network bought the rights from Paige to show it for an extended period of time, and the Disc Golf Network now needs to make money on it. One of those two happened. But either way, the documentary has to make money, and they felt that YouTube alone wouldn't make them enough money.
I'm gonna let somebody else watch it for me, and if they come back to me and they're like, "This is unlike any,"
I'm gonna try to watch it.
If they're like,
My goal.
then you're gonna watch it, and if you tell me, "Wow," and I know you'll give me the honest opinion, and if you're like, "Wow, that was honestly unlike any disc golf documentary I've seen, that was really worth checking out," then I'll watch it. And if you're like, "Yeah, it was good, but like nothing crazy," then I won't watch it.
We should just all watch it together.
We could. That would honestly be a really fun.
Yeah. I mean,
little movie night.
We got. I forget what we even said about it on Grip Locked, but I remember we said something about like
We said some pretty strong things.
her raising $83,000.
People didn't love it.
I was gonna say, I think it was because we, and up to this point, rightfully assumed there's no chance this is actually going to festivals and stuff.
We're correct so
and
far.
as of right now, we're correct.
Oh.
And the $83,000. My thing is, there's 1,228 backers that paid at least $5. At least on average, 1,228 people to get to $83,000. That's like on average they paid probably like what, $70, $60 average, right?
I don't know. It's a lot.
Had to be. It seems like, yeah, somewhere in there. But now the documentary is coming out, and it's like, hey, all of you who helped us make it happen, $5 more is yours, or $12, depending if you're subscribed. To me, I'm like, at least do something for the people that donated, because if it was like, hey, we made it on Netflix.
I'm sure they got rewards, right?
They did. They got, $5, I don't think got anything. $15, you got a Thunderbird bar. Nope, you got $10 Thunderbird bar gift card.
That stinks.
$25, you got a hat. $125, you got a G Series bag. $290, you got a Zuka cart. $750, 3 people got a virtual hangout / a signed disc. $50, there it is. 1,000 people got Crystal Fierce.
So that's what people bought. Crystal
1,000 people. And then 5 people got full flex $2,000. Doesn't say what they got, but 5 people got it.
You got to pay $750 to hang out with Paige virtually? Man.
That was a 20-minute Q&A session. One-on-one virtual hangout and a signed disc from her collection for $750. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one thing if it was like, hey, here it is. It's on Hulu. It's on Netflix. You got to be subscribed to Netflix to watch it, but we made it. We did it. It's like a big moment for the sport. That's one thing. But it being like, hey, not only is it not available to all disc golf fans, but it's available to only a select few disc golf fans. And even the select few who subscribe to Disc Golf Network also have to pay an additional $6. Or if you're not, you got to pay $12 to watch it. It's not going to be watched by a lot of people.
I don't really have a problem with people charging money for things.
People were upset paying to watch European Open. People didn't want to pay $10 to $20 to watch a full four-round major that was one of the most thrilling events of the year. I have a hard time thinking people are going to pay $12 to watch this documentary.
They not. It'll probably have. I would guess that documentary gets less than 10,000 views.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, I'd love to be wrong.
If it was on YouTube, it would probably get
people would want to watch it. Yeah,
get a couple 100,000
because people would at least click on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, a lot of people would want to watch just to see what is this, what did it make.
Like you go to your next place to present it, like is saying that, oh, we got this many people to watch and it made a few bucks. Like we got 8,000 people to watch it. We made this much money. Is that really better than saying 500,000 people watched it on YouTube? I don't think that's better.
No, I think the issue is if it's on YouTube, why would they want to pick it up? Once you release it to the public, then
take it down off YouTube.
why would someone want to pick it up like Netflix? I think that's why it won't go on YouTube. But the question is
Put it
like,
on Vimeo.
at what point will it? Like, at what point is it like, hey, this is about a world championship 3 years ago that the main focus of the documentary didn't win? It's time to
That
hang
is a
it
big
up.
thing. Is that it is it? Yeah.
I'll be
It's
curious what
focusing
they
on
did
something
with the
3
story.
years ago.
I'll be curious. Well, now it's 1 year ago. But I'm saying
Yeah.
as time goes on.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as this world championship ends,
Then it's like
then the storyline's already a year old.
Mm-hmm.
And also the story arc of it, it's going to be curious as how much was it like pre-planned of like, hey, we need a backup plan if Paige doesn't win. What are we focused on?
Mm-hmm.
And how much was it like, she's going to win? We're not. That's it.
She has to win.
She has to win. We're focused on just
She
that.
needs to win.
I don't know. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to watch with an open mind, and I'll let you guys know what I think.
She loses and like goes face down in the grass like she did in the Curb Your Enthusiasm song plays. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
They're like, that one. Come on. Surely somebody knows what I'm talking about. Well,
You know it?
everybody in the comment section does. It was a big Vine trend for a while.
Everybody in the comment section, all of them.
That what I just described, I might just make it now because it's funny.
All right.
If I heard the audio, I'd probably hear it. I'd probably know it.
All right. Well,
but I don't know what Curb Your Enthusiasm.
everybody shut it for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Gosh.
Anyway,
you can't
so
play
the-
that for copyright issues.
You can play it. It's fine. Just play like 2 seconds of it.
That's a Google ad.
The
Keep
film's
talking.
going to be made available starting Wednesday, August 3rd. Tickets will be, I don't know when the subscribers receive a discount code via email, August 2nd. And then the premiere date's August 10th. Yes. Yeah. Everyone knows that.
So,
Yes.
Thank you.
But how would we know that's Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Because that's what it's called, and that's what I'm
That's like saying pomp and circumstance, and people are just be like, graduation song.
That's how funny is that though that is if that's how the documentary ended is what I'm
That
saying.
would be very funny.
That would
Thank
be very
you.
funny.
Thank you. Maybe that'd be a really funny tweet. I'm
be
gonna
like-
tweet that today. I'm gonna make that clip of her going and then like this is how the spoiler alert. This is how the Paige documentary ends.
That's very funny.
I'm gonna get so
That's
many retweets.
very funny.
That's brutal. That's brutal. All right.
I
Well,
tweeted Calvin as Kermit the Frog last night. I've stopped caring about what
Dude.
people think about me.
was it after he said, what did he say?
Did he say something? He just on his interview sounded like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. He talked and I said, Liz said something. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm listening to Kermit right now.
I literally
and she
tweeted
said,
a
what?
picture of
And then I
Kermit.
said, I was like, yeah, Kermit the Frog. I didn't see your tweet.
I
That's
tweeted
funny.
a picture of it and I said, congrats to your DGLO MPO champion. And then it was a picture of
That-
Kermit the Frog.
yeah, that's rude,
That's
man.
where I'm at this
Dude.
point with Twitter.
Trevor and I are the same person. The more we talk.
What was the one the other day? There was something the other day.
You
that-
don't want to say it on the podcast, man.
I forget. It happens like every other day.
No, we had the same, everything's the same about us. We're the same person except for he likes UNC. That's the only difference, and that's why I hate him. Talk to you next week. Oh my gosh!